Hey kiddos! Last week you completed a project on the parts of an ecosystem, and you included information about abiotic and biotic factors, which means non-living and living parts respectively. So if you haven't done part 1, you're going to need to go back and do that first before you start this part. This week you're going to learn a lot about how diversity allows these species to actually live together cooperatively so that they all survive and thrive. Even if they have a predator-prey relationship, there's a sense of balance in the ecosystem, and that's our focus this week is on competition, predation, which is predator-prey, and then symbiosis, which is a number of ways to work together or work around one another. So first, you need to go ahead and make a choice about what kind of product you're going to create. And just like last week, you're going to click this link to select your choice. You can also use that link to tell us if you understand your options or if you have questions. Then, you need to spend the rest of the week looking over the resources and the videos that are posted here. Your goal is to be able to demonstrate the different types of relationships that can take place in an ecosystem. So, there's competition, predation, and then there's 3 different types of symbiosis. For option 1, it says relationships in pop culture. So to choose that option, click on the link, make a copy of the document, fill it in, and attach it to Google Classroom. For this one, you're going to take what you learned about organisms and apply it metaphorically to some kind of human relationship, like maybe a book or movie or a TV show or something like that. So for this example, if 2 species are trying to get the same food or the same shelter, this will create a competition relationship. And that means both species are affected negatively by that relationship. So they're not working together, they're not cooperating, neither of them benefits because ultimately they both want the same thing, only one of them can have it. They're taking up the same niche or role. There's only room for one. For your pop culture example of competition, you could put Tiger King and Carole Baskin. Or you could put Edward Cullen and Jacob Black. Or you could put Shaq and Kobe. You could put anybody. But then you have to explain it. So partly because Miss May and I might not know the reference that you're talking about because maybe we haven't read that book or we haven't seen that show. So in order to get credit, you cannot just put random characters and leave it at that. You have to explain the relationship that those characters have and how it is how it's an example of that particular ecological relationship. So for it to be a competition relationship, for example, the characters or people have to be negatively affected by the fact that they are both after the same thing. You can't just put these 2 characters don't like each other. That shows me that you don't really understand what a competition relationship is. So some of the other relationships are a little more difficult to come up with an example of in real life. So if you need help, please reach out to Miss May and I during our office hours or by email anytime. For option 2, it says to write a song, a rap, or a poem. And if you choose that option, your lyricist must include all of the relationships. And it must say something about what those relationships are. You can submit a video of you performing the song, or a document with your poem on it. All right, last option is probably the hardest one. For this one, you need to imagine that you're going to have 25 kids coming into a classroom, and you got to teach them all the relationship types in one 47-minute class period. You can't make it boring, though. That's the easy way out. So you can't write, okay, everybody will come in, and they'll read this information, and then they'll just know it. Because some kids read and know things, but most kids just stare at the paper and pretend to read. Or if they do read it, they might not understand it right away, or they might misunderstand. So you have to plan something fun for them to do, and the most important part is that you have to plan out how the kids are going to show you that they understand. So keep in mind, a test is not the only way to measure if somebody knows something, and plus you don't have time for a full test anyway, because you want them to spend the majority of the class actually getting the new information. So you're not going to be able to do, a 40-question test. That's not what we're looking for. So again, this might not be something that's going to take 10 minutes to write out. It should take a while. It should take some real thought. So if you get stuck or you want us to take a look at it before you hit submit, send us a quick message on Google Hangouts or email. We're happy to help you. right? Ask for help. We love you guys so much, and we hope you're doing well. We really care about you and want you to learn a lot. So do your very best and talk to us, okay?